As sellers, we're always trying to find a way to improve our listings and to satisfy what eBay expects from us in order for us to get better sales. So today I'm going to talk to you about what eBay wants you to do to optimize your listings for best match search results. So without any further ado, let's go. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is John from Flippin' Ain't Easy. And today I want to talk to you guys about optimizing your listings for best match, and not just for my opinion, but what eBay is asking you to do specifically. Today I came across a little information here under eBay seller help, and it is entitled Optimizing Your Listings for Best Match. Now, what is Best Match? Best Match is the default search results that most of us receive, or most buyers receive when they put in whatever they're looking for. Now, as far as Best Match according to eBay, they state when buyers search on eBay, the default order of results is called Best Match. It's designed to show the most relevant listings, taking into account the things our users find most important when they're deciding what to buy. So that's sort of vague. It doesn't really tell us a whole lot. But what I'm hoping to do here is to go through this article that I have here with you, at least what eBay is expecting from you as a seller, and hopefully that information will give you some ideas on how to optimize your listings. Hopefully this information will prove useful to many of you out there. So let's talk about it. So according to eBay, here's how Best Match works. Our Best Match algorithm, the formula eBay uses to sort listings, considers a number of different factors. These include how closely the listing matches the buyer's search terms. That's your title. That is your item specifics. And I think it plays a lot into that part of the algorithm. I discussed this on the live stream, and it was my belief, and it still is my belief, that your item specifics play a large role in this part of the algorithm. How popular the item is. So if you have an Apple or Samsung or a Nike or Adidas and you have that up for sale, chances are it's going to be more popular than if you are selling a third-party item or a Faded Glory t-shirt, that type of thing. The price of the item, that is huge. So eBay wants to offer the best price to its buyers, the best value. And if you are offering a competitive price as compared to your competition, you're going to be higher in that best match search. The quality of your listing, description, photos, and so on. Are you utilizing more pictures, say, than your competition for that same item? Is your title utilizing the majority of the 80 characters on your title? Are you putting in a quality title? Again, your price is a factor in there. And I think that part of a quality listing is utilizing as many item specifics as possible. Even though this doesn't say it, and eBay is not going to come out and say, hey, here's exactly what you got to do. They're putting this out as just a guideline. So take it for what you want. I know that a viewer by the name of Felix Soto tried to call me out on my live stream video, in that I come to you guys telling you what I think, and what I think I usually apply to what I do. So therefore, I tell you guys about it. Now, that's not my feelings. What I think is not my feelings. If I said I feel badly because I'm not getting sales, that's feelings. I'm telling you guys what I think, because through trial and error, and that's all we have as eBay sellers, we have to act on that, what works for us. So what works for me may not work for you, but I'm here to present you guys ideas so that you can improve, and I'm here to take your ideas and comment down below so that I can improve as well. This sort of piggybacks off of what I was saying. How complete is the listing. So for me, this means how complete are you filling in your item specifics? Are you just filling in the required and not the recommended? I really do think this is sort of hinting at it, that it wants you to complete your listings. We're all going to have a title. We're all going to have at least one photo. We're all going to have a price, and we're all going to have a description of some sort. So in my mind, what else can there be? What is an incomplete listing? Because the last time I checked, from the basics of a title, photo, price, and an item description, eBay won't let you in the record or in the listing or post the listing if you haven't completed that. So if we're putting those factors aside, what else can there be? To me, it has to be item specifics. To me, there has to be a reason why eBay is putting you guys through all this headache, and it isn't just for fun. It may seem like it to us frustrated sellers who really just don't want to deal with this item specific nonsense. However, I really do think they're going through this much trouble. It's definitely worth trying to buy into and making sure you complete your listings as much as possible so that your listings are ranked higher up in that best match algorithm search. The next one is the listing terms of service, such as your return policy and handling time. Handling time. Now this is funny. I have a lot of you guys who've told me, hey, your handling time doesn't really matter much. Some of you have 3 days. Hopefully none of you have more than that, because I really do think buyers consider your handling time. But I used to have same day. You guys talked me off the ledge a little bit, kind of relaxed things for me a bit, and I want to thank you guys for that. I have 1 day handling. And what I do is, if anything is purchased today, it'll be shipped and ready for shipment tomorrow, and that's kind of how I work it. And it doesn't matter, as long as it's after midnight, that goes out. Now, maybe on a Friday, I will ship anything that I see in my queue up until 10 a.m. But that's just me, and I digress. I do a 1 day handling on that. But I'm sure that eBay's algorithm is going to reward someone if we have the same exact price, very similar titles, same number of photos, same number of item specifics filled in. If my competition has same day handling, I am pretty sure that they're going to appear a little higher than me. That's just based on what they're saying here. And, this is all we have to go by. This is eBay's operation manual on optimizing your listings for best match. And the last part of this is your track record as a seller. If you have low negative feedback, if you have low or zero defects in your account. And, I received a report. I'm sure you guys received a report on how many defects were removed. I had 11 defects removed in the last year. It makes me wonder how many of you guys out there aren't even aware that you might have defects on your account, which may be something you might want to consider reaching out to eBay to find out exactly, what you have going on. Now, there might not be anything you can do about those defects, but you need to learn what those are so that you don't make those same mistakes again. I think the defects, they fall off after a 12-month period. So you're not hanging on to a defect that you received 5 years ago, but you just need to know if you're making the same mistake over and over again and you're not even aware of it, and it's causing your search results to linger down where maybe you're not even on the first page, you need to take care of that, because defects really do hurt your account. The next part of this is how to optimize for best match. There's no secret to improving your position in the best match sort order. Sellers who follow best listing and selling practices will see their items appear higher in the search results. And we kind of just covered that. Start by offering competitive prices, reasonable shipping, and great customer service. Again, there's your prices. You really want to make sure you're looking at the solds when you do a search for your competition. Maybe you're trying to find out how much you should price this item for. Make sure you're using the prices that have been sold. You find that information down the left side if you're on the PC, or in your filters if you're on the app, and you want to click on sold listings. And that will show you prices that are in green, which means that you're looking at the sold listings. Find the exact condition that you're selling your item in, and look at about 3 or 4 different solds and find a price that's sort of in between, because sometimes people give their stuff away, and sometimes people are somehow able to sell their item at well over what the actual market is. Find that happy place right in between the top and the bottom where the majority of items are selling for in that condition, and that's going to help you with that as well. Reasonable shipping. You know, I do like a hybrid shipping policy. I look at my worst case scenario, like I told you in a couple videos ago, find out what is the most this item is going to cost me to ship. I don't give out free shipping. I don't do that. I know eBay wants you to, and I'm sure that people are going to be rewarded for that. But I don't do that, because you get that person who returns that item, I'm not giving you back your outbound shipping. And if you offer free shipping, that shipping is already kind of bulked in with your price, and you can't deduct your outbound shipping on a free shipping item. So those of you who are doing that are rewarded. Hey, that's fine. And of course, great customer service. I really think, and that's subjective, great customer service to me sort of means that you have low negative feedback. You have a very high feedback rating. You know, I really think that I put a lack of importance on your feedback score, because you see your competition. I see a lot of sellers out there who have just dozens upon dozens of negative feedback, and they're still making sales. It kind of makes me wonder how their sales would actually be had they not had any at all, or very, very few. So they're saying it's important. Your customer service also is how fast you handle your returns. Again, do you have defects on your account? That really hurts your account. The next part of optimizing for best match is create complete and accurate listings. The more we know about your item, the better we can match it to buyer searches. Write a clear and concise title with correct spelling and no more than 80 characters. Well, eBay won't let you utilize anything more than 80 characters. I have seen many titles that look like, you know, they're trying to use more than 80 characters and that word is cut off. It's almost like they're copying from Amazon and pasting, and it won't paste the whole 80 and they just let it go. That's very sloppy and lazy. It's a drop shipper thing, but I see a lot of people who actually have the physical item doing that sort of thing as well. And that's not going to get you high up in search at all. Clear and concise. You know, you want to check your spelling. Make sure you're spelling that brand right. Make sure you're spelling whatever item it is that you're spelling correctly. And of course, your first 5 words in that title are the most important. It is there's more weight put on the first 5 words of your title than there is the last 5 words of that title. So make sure you are trying to optimize your titles, and in your mind you might want to think of, what would you as a buyer type into search to find this particular item that you're selling? And that's where you need to put those words in the beginning part of your title. Add an accurate description using product details from the eBay catalog whenever you can. Now, I like to utilize, if I'm selling an item that's not new, I like to utilize the condition description. I like to put as much information as I can. That usually pops up on the first screen on the mobile app when they're looking at your item, and really at the top of your listing on the PC. So I like to utilize that, but also an accurate description. Now, most people that are using the mobile app won't even look at your description. However, there is something called search engine optimization. And what that is what you have in your title, if it kind of meshes up with what you have in your description. Are you utilizing the same words in your description that you have in your title? Then that actually will boost you in ranking. It works the same way in YouTube when you're trying to get people to look at your videos. if you utilize your title in the description, and that's kind of what I do in this video and all my videos as well, I will utilize my title in the top part of my description. And then I will put bullet points as to the benefits of this particular item, along with the condition and all that kind of stuff. It's a little bit of extra work, but this here tells us that it's important. Just putting basic stuff in your listing, sort of like what the app does when you're making a listing in the eBay app. So it's something to consider. Again, it may not be the end of the world, but it may give you a small boost. Use high quality photos. Of course, eBay knows the resolution of the photos that you're uploading. If you're uploading something from an iPhone 4S, you may not get the top quality photo that eBay is expecting, and you really would want something that is going to give you a nice, sharp, high resolution photo and very clear. You know, throwing your item on your bed and, you know, letting people see what you have for sale and your bed's not even made, you know, that isn't the best impression you're going to give a potential buyer. Multiple angles, so taken from every angle, and shows any flaws or scratches. You want to make sure you're utilizing as many of those 12 photos that eBay gives you. And you can utilize up to 12 pictures for free. Add item specifics such as make, model, size, color, and style. There it goes again. Now it says item specifics, and that, to me, your make, model, size, color, and style will usually be in your required, but I have seen where some of these don't even pop up in required. These pop up in recommended. So again, make sure you're utilizing your item specifics. Select the right selling format. Use auction style format when you're not sure of the value of your item and want to sell it quickly. Your item is unique and hard to find. Now, I got to tell you, most buyers don't want to mess with auctions. I don't like it for whatever reason. Whenever you're listing in the eBay app, they make that the default, at least from my experience, and it just boggles my mind. Auctions aren't going to give you the best price. Now, if you want a quick sale, you know, you're going to start it off at a low price, hoping people bid up your item. But unless you have a high demand item, you're not really going to get what the market is, you know, selling that same item for on a fixed price listing. Use fixed price format when you know the value of your item or the price you want to get it for. Have multiple items that you can group into a multi-quantity or multi-variation listing. Have a lot of inventory and want to minimize your insertion fees. Want your items to show up for buyers for more than 10 days. Guys, I got to tell you, your best bet is to just use fixed price for the most part. And there's exceptions to that rule, but honestly, most buyers want to buy the item now. They don't want to wait to see if they've won your item. Most people want that item now. List in the right category. Pick the category that's most relevant for your item. You can also choose to list in a second category, and that actually costs extra. I don't do it. There are some of you who may do it and it works out for you, great. You're going to be paying eBay an additional amount for that. What you want to avoid is, you know, like the thing that came up when people were selling adult items and then eBay took that away. People were starting to sell adult items, and there probably still are, in different categories as, you know, certain type of art when it's adult stuff, and it's not something that eBay wants you to do because it hurts your search ranking. Now, that said, if someone's looking for that particular adult item, all they got to do is type in the relevant search terms. There's not going to be a whole lot of competition. Now, that's just one example. I mean, you can go on and figure this stuff out, but there's ways that people can try to get around eBay's restrictions on certain items just by listing an item in a different category, and eBay doesn't want you to do that. Include high quality pictures of your item. Again, we talked about this before, but I'll go through it briefly. Take high quality photos that'll showcase your item. Photograph your item at different angles. Include photos of any scratches, flaws, or other parts of your item that a buyer would want to see. Don't add borders or text to your photos. Now, we talked about in my live stream how you guys thought that eBay didn't want me to put a template in my listings for the broken items that are for parts or repair. It says right here that they don't want me to do that, but I still will, because other people that sell electronics, they utilize a template to make sure the buyer is aware by looking at the photo that it's for parts or repair. So I will until told by eBay otherwise. And don't use stock photo as your main picture when using the eBay catalog if your item is not brand new. eBay gives you stock photos to utilize from time to time, and they allow you to use that, but they expect you to use that only if the item is brand new. If it's used or in a different kind of condition, they don't want you using stock photos. I do use stock photos every so often because I want the buyer to know exactly what they're buying from me. So, I will do that. I have not had any problems with eBay penalizing me in any way, shape, or form yet, but it works for me. Do what works for you. Keep a positive selling history. Ensure your item reaches your buyer on time, and use tracking where possible. So if you say, I have 1 day handling, get that item out on time within that time frame. Get that item scanned by the end of that business day. Describe your item clearly and accurately. So don't say something's new when it's not. Don't say something is used when it's broken, and it may be used, but if it's broken, it's more appropriate to be put in for parts or repair, not working. Keep track of your inventory to avoid having to cancel sales. So having an actual inventory system and not just throwing it all in the corner or in one box or somewhere in your garage. Have an inventory system, sort of like I do in this room here. And I have one upstairs. I have one also in my garage for larger items. I have an inventory system. That way when the item sells, I have the letter and number correspondence of that item in the SKU, in the listing, and I can go right to where that shelf is, pull it, and I'm good. And this kind of thing doesn't happen to me where I have to cancel orders because I have a system in place. And all this is the information that eBay wants you to know as a seller so that you know how they rank your listing and what they look at to rank your listing. This is what we call the algorithm, right? But again, it doesn't come out and spell everything out. So again, nobody that I know of knows exactly to the T the exact formula for the perfect listing as it pertains to the eBay algorithm. I'd like to meet that person because this here doesn't come out and spell it out. It gives you vague information. You kind of have to figure it out for yourself. But I can tell you, at least in one place there that we just talked about, mentions the need for item specifics and having complete listings. So I know that a lot of you guys have probably lost all your hair over the last 2 weeks, probably are just fit to be tied and done with it. I understand. And I'm not sticking up for eBay. I'm certainly not. This whole thing that's happened the last couple of weeks has kind of left me trying to think about what's going on here. And I don't see it as eBay being malicious and just trying to destroy their business. I think that's the last thing that they're trying to do. It may seem like it when you're not really seeing it from this perspective, but there's a huge importance on item specifics. And this information that I just read to you should prove that to you guys. So what do you think? Please comment down below. Tell me what works for you. And it's like I was telling you here, some of these things that work for me and some ideas to enhance this information that eBay has provided us. But what works for you? Share that with all of us. Please put that down below. If you like this content and the time I put into these videos, please hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. There's only about 30% of you watching this right now that have bothered to hit that subscribe button. And of course, that notification bell. So when I make an impromptu live video like I did over the weekend or come out with another video, you're one of the first ones to know about it. So guys, hopefully this gives you a better understanding of what eBay is looking for when it comes to ranking your items for best match in the eBay search. And it's just another example of how flipping ain't easy. And I want you guys to have a great rest of your week, and hopefully we'll talk to you here very, very soon.